Hey guys, what's up? I am doing a mail call um and spinning to show you guys what I've been up to besides work and watching my granddaughter. I have been plying up a storm of yarn to show you guys, and I only have 3 bobbins left to ply. 2 bobbins is some Shetland wool, and 1 bobbin is what I call a remnant skein, which is basically like this, which is a bunch of odds and ends and leftovers from a bunch of different um, spinning that I've done, whether it was on drop spindles that I cleaned off, which this one is part of it is from drop spindles that I cleaned off, and part of it is from like little odds and ends fiber that I found as I was going through my fibers and trying to get some stuff organized. Stuff is piled up so high on my desk that I can't even see the screen. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I can't see. Let me see if anybody makes comments. I can't respond if anyone comments right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this to get this out of the way. All right. So first, I'm gonna go with the yarn that I finished plying. Um, we have this one, which is a remnant skein, and it is a 3-ply. It's 286 yards. It's alpaca and wool remnants. Um, Spun 7 of 2020 and plied 9 of 2020. So there's that one. And this is my bag of spinning for 2020. So it's going in the bag as I show you guys this. Like my goal this year is 20 pounds, and I'm getting close. I need to weigh this so I can find out how much I have so far. So this is alpaca in various shades of brown. The source of the fiber was Windswept Farms in Virginia. Who is no longer in business. They retired from the business. Um, it's a 3-ply. It's 230 yards. Spun July and plied in September. Now, one of the things about um, I don't forgot what I was going to tell y'all. Oh, one of the things about the yarn when I do my yardage, I always subtract 2 yards. So it's basically you're getting free 2 yards or close to 2 yards. That way, people always get a little extra than what they expect, and I don't have to worry about. I'm not one of those people who gonna charge you for every little single inch. I don't got time for all that. So yeah. So this is has to be washed still. So all right. So this one is some of the British or the European heritage, I guess. This particular sheet, this is some Devon wool, and it's a creamy white. It has a white texture. From all the research I've done, it should soften up some with use. I only had one braid of this, and it spun thinner than I thought it would. It's a hairy wool as well. Uh, and it was 149 yards in a 3-ply. And so this was from the Hilltop Cloud, UK. So UK, and I got it off of Etsy. So it was an enjoyable spin because it didn't take long to spin it at all. It was real fast. So this is some Falkland that my husband dyed. It's 272 yards, and it is a 3-ply. And this has already been purchased by a friend who saw it on Instagram. So this will be going to her home after I finish this video. I'll be putting it in an envelope to be mailed. So I'm going to sit that over to the side. All right. So this is another one that is a remnant skein. This has some alpaca, some Falkland, some what was that gray? some Shetland, some Romney, some Jacob. It has a little bit of everything in it. Most of it came off of drop spindles. Let's think. This is the one that has the. I don't think I applied it yet. I'll find out. So yeah. So this one, excuse me. This one was fun to make. And this would make a really cool hat or fingerless gloves. All right. So this one is some more fiber that my husband dyed. This was some Romney. It was 363 yards, and the source of the wool was the R.H. Lindsay Company. And very nice. So it's like muted greens, browns, some light tan, some pinks in there. It's a little bit. This he had fun. Obviously, he had fun when he dyed up this one. All right, and then this one is another of the Heritage. This is some Texel from Hilltop Clyde, 197 yards, 3-ply. I don't do singles. I prefer to 3-ply the yarn I spin. That's just me. Now, if someone asks me to do a 2-ply or singles and they're paying for it, then you get what you pay for. All right, so next we have, this is all alpaca right here. And it's still drying. It still feels a little damp in places. So I'm not gonna twist this back up. I'm gonna hang it back up over the door. But I wanted to show you guys. It's almost all the way dry. And it's just a real beautiful dark. And it still has a little bit of veg matter in it, but that'll fall out and break down over time. So it came out really nice. So the yardage on that one. This was like 3 bobbins, I believe. For the 486 yards. So this is 486 yards. And yes, it's a 3-ply. All right. This one is dry, so I can twist this up. This is a 3-ply. It's Foster's Merino Icelandic Cross wool, and it is 298 yards. This is some fiber. The source of this fiber is they changed their name. They're called Sanctuary Wool now, but they're also known as Homestead Wool and Gift Farm. And Foster was one of their sheep. I don't know if he's still living there. Like I said, they're a sanctuary for elderly animals, rescue animals of that nature. And I try to get something from them every year since I found out about them. So it's very springy. This is a very springy yarn. All right, this was some black merino and alpaca, and it's only like 63 yards. All right. This one is alpaca, a fawn alpaca. And it is a 3-ply, and it is 294 yards. This one I really like. This was one of the textured spins I did. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see it's kind of lumpy in places. That's where it was it's textured, got little bumps in it. You can see it over there on that side, on the right hand, my right, your left probably. All right. This is South Down. No, this isn't a South Down. Which one is this one? We're getting there, guys. This is also from Homestead Wool and Gift, and this is some more Foster's. 489 yards. So yeah, this bobbin was even a little bit finer than the other one, but it feels his wool just felt so good. I didn't hear back from them. I asked, I don't know if it was a neighbor's sheep, because she does buy wool, get wool from some of her neighbors' animals. So I don't know if it was a neighbor's sheep, but I asked if she had some more Fosters because it was just such a nice spin. And that's what is nice about when you know the name of the animal or the number, their stock number, you can request that fiber again if they have it the next year. Okay, so this was the soft down. It's softer than the Devon, but it's still a little bit more. So it's not soft as Foster's is, but it's a beautiful creamy color. So if I was gonna knit this, I would take and I would knit a softer fiber around for the forehead. If you're gonna make a hat with it, I'll put a softer fiber, and then I will use this for the rest of the hat. I mean, but if you were gonna make fingerless gloves with this or dye it and make something else with it, that's not like, like on your feet or something like that, it will be fine, perfectly fine. And this is more likely this will soften up as well as time goes on. It's probably a hard wearing fiber wool, but it's the color is such a nice cream color, beautiful. So that is my spinning. I just have 3 more bobbins to ply, and I will be done with this spin. Um, and then I need to weigh to see how far I am from my 20-pound goal, and then I need to get back to spinning. So, and it's funny because I don't feel like as much wool as I've spun already this year, I just don't, see it. I just don't see it. So I think I'm gonna have to do some destashing of some of my fiber because I had all my wool, all of my blankets, all of my fleece. I had them processed at the EcoView Fiber Mill a couple years ago, and yeah, I I have more yarn and hand spun yarn and fiber than I would ever use in my lifetime. So I'm just taking these and twisting them back into skeins so I can put them in this bag with the other 2020 spinning. I spin a lot. I have 20 bobbins, and it only takes me maybe a week of spinning. If I could get to spin, several hours a day, it only takes me about a week to fill them up. So I spin pretty fast, which is one of the reasons why I love my Queen Bee. And I need to save up so I can get the upgrade, which is the King Bee, so I can get the 8-ounce bobbins. All right, so this is the bag of my 2020 spinning so far, and it's just missing that one skein, the alpaca, because it still needs to dry. All right, let me put that out of the way. All right, so mail. All right, I think I'm gonna start with the smallest box first, which is a drop spindle. I collect them. I have a very large collection, and this is from Gary Gardner, which is pretty sure that's 3G Woodworks. He's been doing these pine cone resin drop spindles, and I love them. I'm a country girl, so I love me some pine cones. We used to take pine cones and put them in with glue on them and make pine cone Christmas trees, and we would glue the berries off the holly tree to them for decorations and stuff. Because back then we didn't have those little mini lights with the diodes and all this stuff. So we had to figure it out other ways to decorate our pine pine cones. And my grandmama, she had this big old white pine. It's died since she passed. And oh, he sent me a mini spindle. Oh, I love 3G Woodworks. He sent me a mini drop spindle. So let me show y'all how little that it is. It's tiny. These are like little spindles I can keep in my car and stuff with a little tougher fiber. And then I can take and get stopped in traffic or whatever and just sit there and spin. So I'll sit it up here. And then this is the pine cone spindle that I ordered. And I didn't order it. I saw it and bought it. But it has some blue in it. And it has a little bit of mauve, not mauve, but an orangey color in the resin. I don't know if the pine cone caused that to happen or if he's starting to try some other things. Let's see. Move the light around. You guys can see. There you go. But let's give her a test drive. Now, a new spinner, you might have to park and draft or roll this across your knee to get started. All I have to do is just take and pull a little bit out and fold it. Make a little fold like that. Just make a little fold. Hook my spindle in there. And then just twist. Just twist it. Add some twist to it. And now you can take it and you can park it and draft that out some. Or you can keep doing what's called suspended spinning. And I'm just spinning just to see, check out the balance on this. See how well it spins. See, before it starts back spinning. This fiber isn't well prepared. But then after you get a large enough leader, and your leader doesn't have to be what you plan on spinning. Your leader can be thicker. Your purpose of your leader is to grab it and put it onto your cop, onto the shaft, so that you have enough up there so that now, see, he didn't put any rest. He didn't put any rest on this one, or did he? Can't tell. There's some rough areas, but there are no like rest. No, he didn't put any rest on this one. So if you don't have rest, which is a little slot for your yarn to go into to hold it in place, you can hold it with your finger like this so it doesn't spin around. And I always take and wrap it around my hook a couple of times so it doesn't slide around. But this one, it's going to take some getting used to. It's not spinning as fast and as long as I would prefer. But I didn't buy it necessarily just for spinning. I bought it because it was beautiful. It's a work of art. And once it gets heavier with more fiber on it, it'll start spinning longer. Just the weight of the fiber and the yarn you're spinning will make it spin longer because you got that added weight behind it. So yeah, it spins great. Beautiful. Beautiful drop spindle. I'm playing around with this light. It's driving me nuts. Cause my light up top, I need it. My husband needs to replace one of the lights for me. And I'm too short to reach it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have very high ceilings. I'm only 5'4", and because of my unstable knees, I'm not trying to be crawling up on top of no ladder. Well, I already had an incident where I fell off a ladder because of my knee buckle, so I've been banned from ladders. All right, so I'm gonna let this stay out so that my grandbaby can clear up paper. That's one of her things now. So So yeah, so now I'm gonna show you guys some fiber that I got to add to my collection, which this will get spun up pretty fast because I got it because it was cheap and it was pretty. So the first one I got from Hillside Fibers, Hearthside Fibers. They have a shop on Etsy. They taped it up good too. So they have a shop on Etsy, and they have good deals over there. And I saw some yarn, some fiber that I wanted to try. And since it was so affordable, I got all this fiber here, but you never know, you get a good deal and some pretty yarn that you don't have. There's nothing wrong with trying stuff out. So this is Perendale roving, and I've never spun Perendale before. And it is a natural white colored roving from New Zealand. Great for spinning, felting, or dyeing. So I've never spun Perendale roving before, and that's why I got this. So this is it right here. So it can be, we can dye it, or we can spin it white, which is what I'm probably gonna do, and then dye it. But it feels good. It my fingernail, is that tape? Yeah, it's tape. I thought my fingernail broke. Brown Sheet Company gets yarn. Well, they used to get yarn from South America called Punta, which is basically like our domestic wool blend here in the U.S. It has a lot of Rambouillet in it. And they had their Punta, which had a lot of merino and some of their other sheep in there. This looks like and feels a lot like that Punta. It's a creamy grayish white. It's not like not an ecru, but more of a grayish white. But it feels good. It feels really good. So I'm pretty sure I'll be spinning that as soon as I finish cleaning the rest of these bobbins off. They sent a sample of Shropshire. Huh. So this is another one that I haven't spun. So I'll spin that. I always spin my samples on the drop spinners. So I'll spin that on the drop spinner. Okay, and then the other one I got was some Finnish Humbug. And I like Finnish sheep a lot. I like Finnish sheep a lot. I'm finding out. It's trying to take over the Rambouillet spot from as my favorite wool to spin. But it's so pretty. And so yeah, this is why I got this, because one, it was Finnish sheep, and two, I love that color combination. So that was my first wool purchase. All right. Put it down in the to be spun spot. And then the next fiber I got from Sanctuary Wool, Homestead Wool and Gift Farm. Somebody is over on YouTube. I'm just probably gonna have to just cut this bag up because she taped this thing up good. I don't want to cut the fiber. All right. Okay. Put those scissors down. All right, so the first one is their sheep's wool blend roving. It's 4 ounces, and it's just the white sheep, all their white sheep blankets that they decided to combine. It feels springy. I think there's probably some Suffolk in there, maybe some Columbia too. Very springy feeling, and it's soft. This is a next to skin soft. Has just a little bit of edge matter, but it's nothing that's gonna hurt anybody. So very nice. And the next one, she sent some samples. Smooches from the Sheep. This is a Romney Roving sample. So this is a Comfort CVM and Bamboo Roving. It's 4 ounces, and you can see that it has some. The bamboo is that greenish teal stripe that's in there. And this is Border Leicester Roving, 4 ounces. It's a little rougher, still softer than some Border Leicesters that I've spun before. This is Clouds CVM Roving, 4 ounces. Ooh, very soft and very spongy feeling. Cushiony. And then this is Rambouillet, which is my kryptonite. It's 9 ounces, and it's from a sheep called Apple. Rambouillet. So I'm talking about the color. That's how creamy it is. Rambouillet is usually like America's. You see, it's one of our wools that when they do the domestic wool blends that you see, it contains a lot of Rambouillet in it. We've been crossbreeding sheep with Rambouillet, the poor man's, well, the French man's merino. That's where Rambouillet came from, crossing the French sheep with the merino sheep that was gifted to them by one of the princesses or somebody that married into the French family. This is Penny's Jacob and Alpaca Roving. And you can feel the alpaca. Penny's Roving's a little on the rougher side, which is why they probably blended it with alpaca. I mean, it's not rough, but it's still it'll probably soften with age. And this is some black Shetland, which is considered a true black. Usually it's more of a super dark chocolatey brown. But it's considered a true black. And it's springy. It feels good. Looks good too. There's a nice color to it. It has a little bit of edge matter in it, but like I said, it doesn't bother me none. So that's everything that came in that bag. So that's all the fiber. Hopefully you guys saw it. I hope you saw it because, like I said, I wasn't looking in the camera. I was too busy falling in love with stuff. All right, so the last package I have, I'll keep this for a trash bag. Sit it right there. Is I received my Packins Land Omnibus from Gary Shipman. And I wanted to read Packins Land before I read my Titan book that I shared with you guys a week or so ago. So I wanted to read this one first. That way I will have all the backstory about the universe, the world, the Packins Land world that Titan comes from. Since this is a new to me comic book series. So That's heavy. All right. More paper for the bee to tear up. Okay. This is actually 2 books. Got another life book. There is a patch. So this is the other Titan. This is the deluxe edition. Gary signs everything, and he puts. So I'll read the deluxe edition so that I don't have to crack the spine on my other one. So, because I bought this package, I got artwork on the cover. I'll show you guys. So here's the patch. And this is, and he has all kinds of little goodies in here. But this is the deluxe edition. The Titan. Mouse and Light. And he has all kind of goodies in here that are signed from him. Like postcards, size. Well, I like the way this paper feels in here too. There's another one. Bookmark. Another bookmark. Another bookmark. Oh, I like this one. Feels cool. Actually, that's 2 bookmarks. I think it's 2 bookmarks. No, it's not. What is it? It looks like 2 bookmarks. I guess that's the way they glue these together or something. Huh. Oh well. And we have some cards. There's another bookmark. I think that's a sticker. All right, so it's a lot of extras. Okay, so as part of the deal with these, I got cover art on my omnibus, and I asked him to draw the boy who is the main character in the Pagan's Land world, holding up his sword. He has his feather that transforms into a sword. So I asked him to draw that for me on my cover. Okay, this is a heavy book, guys. This is like Encyclopedia Britannica size book. Okay, so this part, there we go. This part here is hand drawn. The side with the sword. And there's a live stream where you can watch him draw that. And this is copy 20 of 50. So there's only 50 of these books. So if you want one, and there's more goodies in this book. Wow. So if you want one of these, you need to go on over to his Indiegogo and grab you one. Take these out because I don't want them to get lost. Oh, this is a holographic card. See, here's the kid holding the feather. It's not going to focus because it's one of those holographic cards. So it's pretty cool. Lots of cards. So yeah. All right. So I'm going to be reading this so that I can get all the backstory for this series. Lots of cards. Wow. 2 more cards. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. I think that might be it. Nope. Bookmark. Bookmark. Another card. Wow. Sticker. I think that's it. So yeah. Can't wait to read this so that I can get started on my Titan series as well. So I damn near have a whole card deck. I like the way these feel. It's kind of like a velvety texture feeling to them. Pretty cool. So that was the last package that I got in. Let me get these straightened out. And I need to add them to my other ones, and I can put them away. And a lot of these are signed by Gary, which is awesome. The collectibles. My badges, which I probably should sew onto one of my con bags whenever we get to start going to the Comic Cons again. I didn't realize how much I was going to miss not going to the cons with my kids. That's been like a family tradition since we moved to Virginia. It's like going to the different local Comic Cons with them. And so oh yeah. So the last thing I'm gonna show you guys is my art, what I've been working on art wise. So like I said, I've been using this artist tile book to do swatches. And so I'm gonna turn my camera down. It's gonna be easier for me. Okay. All right, so I have been doing swatches in this book of my color pencils, and I stopped on the Derwent color soft the last time I saw you guys. And so since then, let me see if I can zoom in. Hopefully it won't freeze. Okay, so I finished the Derwent color soft and it's not focusing well. Oh well, you can see the colors, but it's the 36 color soft, and it is those colors are soft. Um, I didn't do any blending or anything. I just wanted to get the colors down. But it was a nice range of colors. The greens, the blues, blue grays, some browns, a black. There's a white too, but I didn't do one for the white because it was white. So it really doesn't show up well. But you can see how light you can get in the center with each color. Come on, focus, guy. It's not focusing. Okay. That's as good as it's gonna get, y'all. So I mean, you can go really light with each one of those colors before you bear down on it and darken it. And so you can get a wide range out of each colors. Now the color softs I have are the water soluble ones. So I didn't want to wet this paper because this paper is thin. I didn't want it buckling. I wanted to see what I got as far as using them as a coloring pencil is concerned. Now these are the graphic tints. They are also water soluble, and I don't. I haven't really. I've had them for a long time. I've had these probably for 5 or 6 years, and I've never really done anything with them. So I have a lot of art supplies I really haven't done anything with. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to see the range with these, and when I was because they're tinted graphite and they're also water soluble, so like doing washes and stuff. For this sage, I really like that sage. I don't know what it is about that sage, but it didn't have a sage in the color soft, but they did have a steel gray in the color soft, and it had a cloud blue. The cloud blue in the color soft kind of looks like um the sage in this one. So there's 24 colors, and the junipers are real nice. So then I also have the Derwent charcoal tinted charcoal. There's 24 of those, and these are water soluble. And the reason they're shiny, if you can see some shine, is because I took fingernail polish to set these. I didn't feel like going all the way downstairs, going outside to spray these because they are charcoal. I didn't want them rubbing off on everything. So I just took my clear nail polish and sealed each one of these circles with the clear nail polish. And it turned out pretty good. And you can see on the side of some of these where they kind of started melting, drifting a little bit, just because they're water soluble. But the colors, it's hard to see the colors in the graphic tints until you got down to these light color ones down here. This was the white one right there. But they had this is their green moss, which doesn't look green at all to me. Even when it got wet with the fingernail polish, it looks brown. Like this mountain, see, this is the lavender, so that's mountain blue. So this is the green moss. So that's the burnt earth. So this is the green moss. And it's not as green as I was expecting it to be, as far as what my idea of a moss is. Not that shade of green. It's brighter than that. And so that's all I've gotten done so far. I still have my Prismacolors. I have my Prismacolors. What is it called? I have a bunch of Prismacolor stuff, and it's old too, just as old as stuff. I bought a bunch of art supplies, several years ago when I started drawing again back in 2012, 2010, around that time period. And then I stopped drawing, and then I just stopped everything. So I got all these art supplies that I need to use. Plus, when I took a class, I have art supplies from where I took a class. And so I have like the cheap oil pastels, the Mungayo oil pastels, and the and they're soft pastels. I have those and I don't use them. So yeah. So that's what I've been doing with the swatching. Hey Deborah, how are you? And so you came at the tail end, girl. So then, as far as the drawing is concerned, I've been practicing my faces again, and so this one came out a lot better than I was expecting as far as trying to do the proportions and stuff. I'm not sure what happened. It was like you're in the zone, and so yeah, and so then I was in my comic book, the Marvel comic book one again, and I did some of that stuff like the Thing's head and stuff, just following some of the tutorials in that comic book. And then this was another one where I was trying to do the head angles and stuff, and then this one the side it's too thin. I mean, if you were doing caricatures and stuff like that, that would be fine. And then I just got mad and I just started just scribbling. To me, just doodling. So then I was in a Zoom meeting. Or any day when you're not 6 feet by 3 feet is a good day. So this was just sitting there in Zoom doodling, and I drew this guy. And I guess because you're not concentrating, you're just kind of there, and things happen. Like this little line here is from my granddaughter. She grabbed my pencil. But and then I was watching somebody's live stream, and this bird was on some fabric that they were gluing down or something. And so that's where that came from. And then I was practicing again, and I had the legs wrong. So then I went in with my whiteout just to do a quick fix, so I would know when I see it that okay, you had the legs wrong. Like I had this leg in the bent position, and this leg was down, and it looked really nice. But the arm that's out and the leg that's down should go together, and the arm that's up and the leg that's up should go together. And so that's all the drawing I've done this week so far. And I was trying to draw on this piece of tracing paper, but it's too thin. So I should just use it for what it was meant to be used for, which is tracing paper. It feels like that tissue paper that the teachers used to have when we were going to school. So yeah. So that's all the drawing that I've done. And that's pretty much it for now. I just wanted to come on and show you guys all the fiber that I got, the books that I got, and show you guys what I've been doing art-wise this week as far as trying to build my art skills back up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So anybody got any questions before I roll out? Feel free. Go ahead and ask them questions. This is so nice. And I'll get my other Titan book. Where is it at? Oh. So this is my other Titan book. And Gary and his wife signed this one. And this one had a custom artwork on the inside. Well, that's just it, Deborah. I love watching people do stuff like that. But I don't do it. I don't want to get into another hobby. So I live vicariously through you guys. I'll stick with my comic collecting. I'll stick with my reading. I'll stick with my drawing and knitting and crochet and spinning yarn and dyeing yarn. But I'm not trying to get into another craft. Hey Janet, how are you? I mean, I love watching you guys crafting. I mean, it's good ideas and stuff. Maybe one day when if I'm ever allowed to retire, I'll be able to get into some stuff like that. Into but I did make a book. I did make a book for some of my drawings. I don't know what I did with it, but I made one. Here it is. So back in the day when I was watching Dee Dee a lot, and she was showing us how to make signatures and stuff, I had started trying to make my own little book to put some of my art stuff in. And so, like, they spell out yarn. So that's the Y, the A, the R, and the N. Sheep. And then you got the big sheep here. So this is some of that felt tape stuff. And then I also put glue down just to make sure it stayed together. And these are just some random drawings that I had. Some random things, like a little 4-leaf clover right here. And hey, she's coming back from the dentist. Are you going to the dentist? Oh, she's driving home from the dentist. And just little things like this was from the art class I took where we had to do contour drawing of some wooden eggs. I played World of Warcraft, so that was just a little skit from the video game. I can't remember who that was, but this is Bruno. He's one of my knitting friends online. This is Nas, and that's on the book cover, Born to Use Mics. I was picking on my husband, and I was trying to draw smoke coming out of his mouth. And just little random drawings. And that was Poet Spice, and she was in her Halloween costume, which was Wonder Woman. And that was in 2012. And this is Rebecca. That's Ayana. And she liked this, so I had to do a print of this and send to her in when she was living in Georgia. That's just a piece of paper that's stuck in there. Make a commitment to wellness. Make a commitment to achieve wellness. So that was Mark Creeley. And this was, we had to take a object and turn it into a character. So I chose a wine glass. And so I made a wine glass into a character. That was Rebecca again. And then that was when Andy Griffin died. And I tried to draw him. That man had some bushy eyebrows, y'all. As you see, hair sucked then, and still drawing hair sucks now. And this was my friend, Elizabeth. She moved away from me. And then that was some just doodling. And I used to have some sparkly glue. And this was before our house fire. Because all of these sparkly glues that I had, all that stuff had to be thrown out. Because they wouldn't move it. They wouldn't move liquid chemicals. They wouldn't pack them up and store them in their storage. And in the house that we were staying in, I didn't have room. I had to, pick and choose what things that I was going to bring with us to the rental after the house fire. So yeah, some things they wouldn't put in storage, and I didn't have room for it at the rental. while we were waiting for our house to be renovated after the kitchen fire. And then that was another just a doodle. And then this is actually a sheep. And it was hiding. Remember that a couple years ago they had an Australian sheep that hid from Sharon Day for several years? And when they found him, he had like, I don't know, God knows how many pounds of wool they sheared off of him. Well, I did one of a sheep, and in his wool coat, he's been collecting things as well. He thinks he's sparkling because he has all these goodies in his coat. But actually, there's like a spider web, the kitchen sink, a radiator, there's a porcupine, an owl, ant, acorn, I just magnet or a horseshoe, could be a horseshoe, butterflies, moths, pine cones, berries, a bat. He just has all kinds of things caught up in his sparkly coat. So I had fun. I was at work. I'm pretty sure I was at work when I did that doodle, passing the time. And then this one was kind of like a Aztec robot-y kind of doodle. And then it's like a pear, a ball, a sphere, and a nose. And then this is a piece of chipboard from an old folder that I had when I was actually in the Navy. So I took and incorporated that into as the binder for the back of this little book. So that was my first attempt at doing signatures and binding a little book, and I've never done it again. So I want to share with y'all, this is the book that my daughter illustrated. It's in Amazon now. And so if you have a little girl in your life that needs some positive role models, then I would highly, what's the word I'm looking for? Suggest you guys get this book. And it says illustrated by Yvonne Frederick. And that's my daughter. All of the art in the book is my daughter's artwork. And so I'm so proud of her. So happy. And she signed my book. So, yeah. Beautiful artwork. And that looks so much like my granddaughter. It ain't even funny. That face she was making. She had a real life child to model for some of this stuff. So, and it's all done in watercolors. So that's her chosen medium, is watercolors. But so I'm gonna set this over to the side. I guess I could do some swatching. I gotta find something to put all these in so I don't mess them up or lose them. I guess swatching is like watching somebody dry paint, huh? Oh, look, she's gonna get a smoothie. Oh, mean, so mean, and we can't have any. So let's see, what should I swatch today? I guess I could swatch my very thins. Like I said earlier in the video, I've had most of my art supplies for several years, and they've just been sitting here gathering dust. So these are the very thins. I still have my student, when I was getting my bachelor's degree in web design, I still have my student Prismacolors. And I'm curious as to the colors today versus these colors from 2003. This is from 2003. So yeah, there's a lot of pastel colors in there. And then these were bought in 2000 and it's sometime between 2010. I guess I have to look if Amazon goes back that far. I can look and find them, the very thins. But I hated these Prismacolors because these are the ones when their quality first started going bad. Um, these are some of the ones that were always breaking. So yeah. And they just have they have Scholar up there. So it's a Scholar 336. But they're super creamy and smooth. I'll give you that much. That is for sure. They do that. But I'm pretty sure the reason some of these are a lot shorter than the other ones is because the leg kept breaking. Like these two, the black, and this is like a greenish brown. 346. Those two, those two are a lot shorter than the other ones, and it's probably from breaking. Hmm. So that's what I need to do with all my colors. I just need to sit down and just play with my colors. And gotta help with my color theory, right? Probably need a paper that's got more tooth in it than this, because this is made for Zentangling. This piece of paper. I guess we can do that. Hmm. You don't want to write. Here we go. Shopaholic. Oh, she needed napkins. Napkins like everyday napkins, or like decorative napkins that y'all glue down into stuff. So what was it that she needed? fall napkins for. Oh, you said they're for decorating. Uh-huh. Decorating a journal. Yeah, little robot. Yeah, I like I've always liked fountain pens. At least the ones now don't leak like the ones when I was growing up. Those suckers used to leak all the time. Yeah, she's so now at least I can say that I drew something today. Ah, half-ass doodle something today. So yeah, it's in the wrong book. It's supposed to be my swatch book. So you guys missed the beginning where I was showing you all the happy mail I got today. All the cool yarn, and well, not yarn, cool fiber that I got today. Um, Drop spindle and a mini drop spindle. So you got any questions about spinning or anything like that? Oh, how many pencils are in there? 48. It's 48. 48. 48. 6 times 8. 48. No questions? All right then. So this is it for me. I gotta just do stuff, boring stuff like draw lines for the next color swatching I'm gonna do. So thank you guys for coming by, and take care. If you have any questions about any spinning needle or anything like that, just put it down in the comment section, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. Y'all take care. I think my daughter is looking for me to see if I'm ready to take the baby.